Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today in this video we are going to discuss about memory management in Java. Usually we get confused about where memory is allocated to, let's say, static variable or local variable, where my objects are being saved, or many times we miss the feel of memory management. So in this video we will discuss the complete memory management in Java. After this video all your doubts will be cleared. In this video we will also discuss the JVM architecture and the program flow and how the memory is allocated to our variables or methods, etc. So let's start our video. For that I have taken one example. So here I have used one class, I have named it as demo. Inside that I have one instance variable A. Inside that I have one more variable, static variable, that is B here. Okay, so I have taken A and B. After that I have created a show method which is returning nothing. Okay, so here I have created one local variable also. After that I have my main method here, and inside the main method I have created an object named as obj. Okay, this is the object of my demo class, and after that I have called the show method using my object. So we want to understand that where my variables and objects are stored in the JVM architecture. So for that, first of all we have to understand the program flow, program execution flow, and also the JVM architecture. So we have the program execution flow in Java here. First of all I have my file demo.java. So I am compiling it and this will be converted into demo.class. We all know this very well, that after the compilation my source code, which is .java file, will be converted to the bytecode, which is .class file. Okay, once we get the .class file, it is passed through JVM to execute it, to run it. Okay, and here we will get our outputs. Okay, so for this let us understand this JVM architecture. So here I have my JVM architecture. My dot class is entering into JVM here, and here we have mainly three partitions. First one is class loader, second one is memory area, and third one is the execution engine. So these are mainly three partitions. So let us understand the role of each of them. First of all, I have my class loader. So what this class loader will do, whenever my dot class file is passed through JVM, it goes to first of all class loader. Now the class loader will send it to the memory area where my memory will be allocated according to the requirement. Here we have 5 different memory areas. For our need, we need to understand 3 mainly here. We can ignore other 2 for now. So let us understand these 3 clearly. So the first one is class area, or we can say method area also. This is also called as method area. Okay, so what happens inside this? Inside this, the information related to class and things which are related to class are saved. For example, our code is saved inside this, our dot class file code. Apart from that, our method codes, our variable information, constructor information, all these are stored inside this. So the main thing here to understand is, in this method area our class level data is stored. And other important thing is our static variable is stored. Static variables are stored, or if there are any static blocks, all these things are stored here. Okay, now we have studied static keyword. We know that static things, either it is static method or variable or block, these are related to class rather than objects. So that's why class level data is stored here, and here our static variables are also stored. So first thing we can understood that our static variables are stored in method area or class area. After that we have heap area. Inside the heap area mainly the runtime data are stored, in which the objects are allocated. So what we can understand here, that mainly here objects are stored. Whenever we create a object, it is stored here. Also one more thing, that here our instance variables are also stored. As we know that our instance variables are related to our objects, that's why these are also stored in the heap area. One more thing here to understand, that In Java we know that arrays are object only, so these are also stored here. Okay, so these three things are stored in heap memory. Now let us come to the last part, our stack area. So in the stack area we have our local variables or partial results. And partial results. Okay, so here what are the things which are stored? Local variables, and one more thing here is stored, that is current running method. Okay, so after that we move to the third main part, that is execution engine. Execution engine is basically, it executes our code at the end, it links with the Java native libraries. Okay, so it basically execute the code, but our main intention was to understand the JVM architecture. This is simply class loader, then memory area, then execution engine. Okay, and here we have different memory areas. Inside that we need to understand mainly three. First one is method area, second one is heap area, and third one is the stack area. In method area mainly the things related to the class level data is stored, and we know that static variables are related to class, so these are stored here. In heap area related to object are stored, so instance and arrays are also stored here. At the end we have stack area where local variables and current running methods are stored here. So now let us get back to our example and let us see where our variables and other things are being stored. So first of all I have my instance variable. So instance variable, we just understood that we store it in our heap area, and then we have this method area where our class level data is stored, and we just understood that stack area is the one where our local variables are stored. And when it comes to object, again we know that it is stored in our heap area. Okay, and when it comes to the current running methods, we know that it is stored in our stack memory or stack area. So this is the basic idea I wanted to share with you, so you guys remember this. And of course you want to know where the main method is stored. See, main method is also running, inside that everything is running, so it is also stored in stack memory. So this was the complete idea. I hope you have understood. Let me summarize all the points. See, mainly if you want to go to the memory thing, we have three. One is method, one is heap, and the last one is stack. Okay, so mainly these three we should understand. One is related to class level data. Okay, second one is related to our object related things, and the third one is related to our current running or local variables, either local variables or current running methods. Okay, so this is the basic idea I wanted to share with you. Just remember these things so that you can use these information in your understanding the concepts of programming languages. Thank you guys. That's it for this video. Take care. Bye bye.